have any questions, make sure you go ahead and write down those questions in the comment section down below. We've already started a conversation over there, so we want to thank you so much. We're gonna welcome to the Kick Chaos to the Curb. And here, what we do is we are an entrepreneurship podcast tackling topics pertinent to your life. And today we have Maze the artist. And
Hey,
how's it going, Maze? Go ahead and say hi, everyone.
hey, hey everyone. It's going good over here. I have no complaints. It's been a good day. We had some warm weather in Chicago, so that was a plus for sure. So yeah, it's been a good day.
Shout out! I've never been to Chicago. How's it over there?
It's not bad. It depends on what part of Chicago you at, but because the downtown area is for sure, like a tourist attraction. But yes, it's been good. It's been real nice.
That's nice. That's nice. Good to hear that. So today you're here, and I want to introduce you guys to Maze. He started his journey as an artist. As a kid growing up in Harvey, Illinois, he discovered his purpose as an artist when he traveled the world, which gave him the opportunity to see art culture across the continent, such as Africa and South America and Europe. And these experiences, he mentioned that has influenced him to create mixed media pop art, which he's going to be explaining to you if you're not sure what that is. And his art basically depicts the struggle, happiness, and power through layered painting and maze imagery. So I have a question for you, Maze. What is pop art?
So pop art is art based off of pop culture. So so that's pretty much pop art. That's what pop art is to me, and that's what I try to portray when I create certain pieces.
So why pop art? What made you decide to go into pop art? Because I
Well,
know there's a lot of different arts that
yeah. So I merged the two worlds because I'm a contemporary artist also, but pop art just jumped out to me first because of probably the colors and the aesthetic of it. I just liked it. Like there's a few pop artists that I was following, and I really like how they convey messages with this almost cartoon type of vibe, and it just always stuck with me. So I was like, I wanted to try it, and once I started trying it, it stuck with me. So I just added it to like my little uh, book of tricks, I guess.
Whoa, wow. I remember and being introduced to that in college, pop art. I thought it was really cool. I can't remember the person's name that had did it. Probably know who it is, but I think it's beautiful, especially this piece that you have here on the um, on the screen. Could you tell us a little bit more about what it is that you drew there?
Yeah. So this piece was actually a part of a collection. The collection is called Knowledge from Fashion, and so it was a time in my life where I was like studying different people in fashion, and so I started to study Lacoste. And what really struck me from studying him was I didn't know that he was the first African. Well, how should I say that? He was the first black man to own his own clothing line in tennis, and it just always jumped out to me, and I really loved that story and that aspect. So once I once once I learned that information about him, it made me wanted to create a piece, and so that's what this piece is inspired from me studying him and just understanding what he had to go through to be able to do what he do.
Mm, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. What
Thank
does
you,
it
thank you.
say?
So, so you got to solve the maze to be able
Okay.
to solve the puzzle, solve the maze or whatever. But it's numbered, so you just follow the numbers. So if you go from the start at one, and then go from there. And I'll let you solve it. While we're at, because this is a real simple maze. Some of my mazes are real simple. Some of them are a lot more intricate and detail.
Okay, so I'm going to start at number one,
Hmm.
which is the letter I. Okay, so here we go. I wasn't incredibly talented. Uh, OP of. I wasn't.
It's a little glare on the photo, so that's OR. So
Okay,
or
I wasn't incredibly talented, or very is another glare.
robust.
Robust, robust. Okay, I'm looking for eight. But was,
Oh, you tripped up. You got to go to number 9.
oh, I missed number nine. Oh, okay, where's number nine? Gosh, where's number nine? Number nine, where's number nine? Is number nine the yellow alligator?
It's the pink one. It's right above the.
The
Yeah.
pink. Oh, but okay, so I wasn't incredibly talented or very robust. I, where's number nine?
You just did number 9.
Gosh, this is so cool. Okay, I lost number nine. Oh, but wait. Number nine is the yellow one, right?
It's right above
I'm
the
done.
yellow one. Yep, it's right. So basically, uh,
I
just
ate.
to help you along, I'll solve it for you.
I was.
Yeah. So it goes. I wasn't.
It's, it's the
You ready?
glare. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the maze is I wasn't incredibly talented or very robust, but I was an inventor. And so that's a quote that he said and he would say. So he just wanted to let people know that he wasn't the most talented tennis player and he wasn't the most robust tennis player, but he was an inventor. So he invented certain moves in tennis and also even with his brand. So he wanted to distinguish himself from different from other tennis players. So he started putting because he had his smile was different. He had kind of like big teeth, so a lot of times they would compare him to a crocodile with how ferocious he was on the tennis court. So he would place those crocodiles on his shirts, and then he actually ended up starting his own brand from that.
Wow, I like it.
Thank you, thank you,
That's very talented. I really like that.
thank you.
I like that piece. Um, let me see. Okay, yeah. Tell us about that one.
Oh, okay. So this piece is actually um, Kobe Bryant, and this I did this in the midst of him passing, and I just really wanted to show, you know, uh, a moment in time for me that was special within Kobe Bryant. I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and this actual image is when he came back and beat the Celtics. Um, he was down. Everybody thought he was going to lose to the Celtics, and he came back and he won. It was in the championship, and it just a moment that just always stuck in my head. And he has this saying, it's called Mamba mentality, because like the odds was definitely against him. He figured out a way to win. So I just really wanted to portray that. And so with this piece, I made the maze really really simple. So you start by his forearm, and then it just leads you to the halo, and the halo just represents him going to the next stage in this reality, which most people would probably call heaven. So yeah, so that's I just wanted to represent that and show that within this piece.
Wow. I love the colors that you chose. I like the halo that you have there. Another beautiful artwork. And everything you do is like a maze, so you have to figure it out. And so really makes you it makes you pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. And so like I feel like in this stage of my career, some of my pieces I let you know the actual maze, like how it functions and stuff like that. But in later dates, I will put out pieces that I never tell. Like I just would never tell like exactly how the maze is solved. Like I want people to discover that on its own, on their own, because my ultimate goal is to live forever through the artwork I create, and I feel like it gives art its own type of life. Like just to know that somewhere in there, I put a message, and you have to discover it. So that's my ultimate goal.
Okay. Okay. And where do you have your are you going to be having your pieces advertised anywhere?
Yes, yeah. I always be on my website at mazeartist.com. Also Instagram. My Instagram is the same, Maze Artist. Facebook the same, Maze Artist. I also will be. Uh, you gotta hold me this. But I'm gonna try to interact with Twitter more too, and yeah, and put some stuff on Twitter. But those are the platforms I'm using right now. And then you also can catch me on here on Haps, doing live paintings and things of the sort. So that's pretty much where you can find all my artwork at. And I'm always doing pop-up galleries and live shows too. Once COVID lets us do a little more, we definitely go do a little more.
Right. And so that's what we're here to talk about as well. One of the things that we were discussing was how an artist can find the silver lining during a pandemic. You know, when you're going from the, like you're saying, being in person and being
Hmm.
able to actually have conversations with people and being able to touch and feel, you know, where we go into a gallery and we're able to like actually see it right in front of us. But you had to transition from the in person to online. And so that's what we want to talk about today. So, how was that experience for you?
I'm not gonna lie. When the transition first happened, it was really rough, because I had like all these opportunities lined up, and I was supposed to go overseas to showcase my work for the first time. And due to the pandemic, all of those plans kind of, got, they died. So, with that being said, I had to figure out a way to continue to sell work and continue to, be a full time artist. So, I took to Instagram and Facebook, and I first started with just reaching out to people, like people in my network, asking if they wanted pieces, asking if they could buy something from me. Well, not ask if they could buy something from me, ask if they needed something from me. And then so I got a few sales off of that. And then I would do cool things like I would do raffles, and I still do raffles as well. I used to do art raffles when I did live events. Um, our pop-up events. And so what I would do is I understood early in my art career that sometimes people can't afford my pieces. Like everybody can't afford your pieces. So I would give people an opportunity to win one of my pieces. So it might be like a dollar raffle ticket, a $5 raffle ticket, and a piece that maybe you didn't have the money for. You could go home with at the end of the night if you won the raffle. So I chose to do this online, and so then I did a raffle online. I had done two so far, and it was really successful for me. They really helped me out. And then after that, what else? So I sold T-shirts.
Okay.
Started putting my artwork on T-shirts, and I had quite a few T-shirt sales, and also wallets, and I think that's and jackets too. So I do these one of ones, and sometimes I might do two of them, but I try to keep them like I try to keep the number or the amount I do small, just so it can always have that uh, exclusive aspect to it. And I do these custom painted jackets, and that was definitely helped me out. And I don't even advertise those, um, which I probably should do more. But yeah, it was definitely it definitely helped me out because people really like it. So yeah, so that's kind of how I've been finding my silver lining within this situation, and it's been a blessing.
Man, that's amazing because that virus definitely turned the world upside down, and the fact that you was able to, find a way to continue. Social media is just amazing, and the capabilities to be able to reach people and reach the masses all over the world. And that's one of the things that I often talk about when I talk about advertising, and you talked about doing TikToks or doing Instagrams and things like that, and just going live and being able to talk about your because the reach is amazing. Even here on the Haps app, it's amazing the amount of people that you can reach just with your with advertising what you do. So the fact that you was able to find that silver lining and be able to use your material, make your t-shirts, kudos to you, because it was a rough period.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. It was rough. It was rough. It's like uh, almost as if like you in it alone, because
Yeah.
and so that's one thing that I feel like social media helped me with the community. Is then I was able to see that it's other people that are going through similar situations, and so I could maybe talk to them and see what they're going through. They can give me some pointers. I can give them some advice as well, and we network back and forth, and we made it through. And
Hmm.
at times it's still we're still in the unknown stages. Like it's still difficult, it's still hard, but like we're figuring it out. The world is starting to open back up.
Yeah.
Uh, I got events actually on the calendar now. So
Woo.
yeah, so yeah, we you know it's hopefully everything goes my way, and we keep the ball rolling. Yeah.
Man, that's so cool. So, do you want to share with us where your events are going to be, where you're going to be at next, or is that something that we got to wait to see?
So yeah, I can't speak on them yet because all the paperwork isn't signed yet. So once the
Okay.
paperwork is signed, though, I definitely will post it on social media, Instagram, Facebook, my website, all of that. But yeah, I got some big plans and some big news coming up. So fingers crossed, everything goes my way. Hopefully, the numbers stay down on COVID and everything goes my way. But let's just say I will be moving around probably to a city near you if you're in the LA area and Miami area, also Atlanta too. And yeah, and I just keep it at
Yes.
that.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to be moving around pretty soon.
Yes.
Nice. So, I have a question for you. Like, so I know that you started your journey, growing up as a kid in Harvey, Illinois.
Mhm.
Discovered your purpose when you started traveling the world. But at what point in your life did you say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my thing. I'm going to go all in and do artwork. What was it that at what point in your life that you said that this is me, this is my purpose?
Okay, so to be honest, it was actually a little bit like right before the pandemic. Uh, so I was because I always was doing both. Like I always would work a job and be an artist at the same time. So, um, and that's just how I was, maintaining it, and it got to a point where I started selling pieces, and they was like, able to take care of my bills, and I was like, yo, if I put all of my energy into this, I probably could, do this full time. And so, like, I was working a job, and it was a good job, but it just, I didn't love it, and I love doing
Right.
artwork. So I just got to a point in my life where I was like, hey, I'm gonna do what I love to do. I believe in myself, and I'm gonna go for it. So uh, I made that decision in 20, 2019 in October to be a full time artist. Um,
Wow.
and so yeah, so it was going good. Ball was rolling, and things was panning out. It was looking up. Then out of nowhere. the pandemic happened, so it was like, oh, what did I do? And
Yeah.
so it was definitely a rocky boat, and sometimes you want to jump off the boat because you're like, oh man, I don't know if I made the right decision. But I also believe that's a part of the journey as well. I
Yeah.
believe sometimes like when you really want something, and if it's worth having, it's going to be hard. And I come from sports too, so I kind of understand like this hard work and dedication and just like persevering through adversity. So like I guess I should have said this. I started doing stuff that like most people probably wouldn't do. Like I would like drawing like little postcards, and
Hmm.
I'll be like out here in Chicago like selling postcards for like $5. Just to make sure my cell phone bill is paid and stuff like that. And it's
Right.
embarrassing, but it's like you got to do what you got to do if you really want it that bad. So yeah, man, I made it through. Now I'm you know like now that I'm looking at it, just like wow, like it wasn't that bad. It could
Right.
have been way worse. So yeah,
But another thing on the bright side of things, we have cards, birthday cards and stuff like that. So it was a good transition, even with the postcards, to even just continue with that, because
and
to
and
have,
and, and I did it in the wintertime, like when it's cold, like people was not even
oh,
trying to hear me. But like I think people just pitied the situation. It was like, yeah, I'll post something like that. Yeah. So if you got one of those postcards out there, you're a real one. Appreciate you. And it's funny too because I didn't tell nobody about that. I'm telling you. But yeah, so yeah, I pretty much did anything I could just to make sure that I was continuing to chase my dream and continuing to be what I felt like was a full time artist. And then stuff just started happening. And people started to react to what I was doing. So in the midst of that timing, I had did a pop up event last year in 2020, and it was like it had a few restrictions to where I could only have a certain amount of people in the room, and that really turned out really well for me, like really really well because that snowballed into me to getting a few commissions, and
mm,
uh, and then those commissions turned into more commissions to a point where I had like a snowball. So yeah, so that really helped me out, and yeah, and I just been doing work ever since. I almost paint every day. I got I got paint everywhere. And so yeah, it's been a good situation.
what type of paint do you use for your pop art? If you want to share that.
Yeah, so I use a number of different brands, but my favorite brand is Golden. I use Golden acrylic paint. I also use a spray cans. Again, so I also use um, 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 I use paint markers too, and those
Wow.
are made by Sharpie. What else? What else do I use?
So you use a combination of different things to create those elaborate colors.
Yeah, so a lot of times my pieces are mixed media, and I also for I do wood canvases and I build those myself too, just because of I just like the way that um, I build. So sometimes like I might want a custom size or something. I maybe somebody might pay for a canvas or whatever, and they might have a certain size they want, and I just build it because like trying to get a company to do it, they just charge me more money. And I be like, I can just build it. So yeah, I
Right.
just build it. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I use. So I also do murals as well. Uh, so
So when
I
you
do,
talk about a wood canvas, what is a wood canvas?
oh, okay, it's basically just like you would have a rolled up canvas put onto a frame. Um, it's it's the same thing. It's just wood. So it's basically like the same exact thing. Like this piece behind me, this piece right here is wood.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's wood with the acrylic paint on the top of it.
correct.
That's nice. Man, you have a lot going on. You're doing some good things. You're you're getting ready to start getting back out here and being in person. I know it's something that you definitely like to do. What would you say to like an aspiring, like a young kid that aspires to be a pop artist? What would you say to that child?
Uh, so to an inspiring artist that would like to be a pop artist, I think the biggest thing is I think if I could like say if I could talk to myself as a child, I would. The biggest thing is to believe in your craft, believe in your talent. That's why I would start because it's really hard to do anything if you don't have faith in it. So you got to believe in yourself. You got to have faith in what you're doing. And then the second thing I would tell them is to focus on um, social media and building their following. Because the beautiful thing about understanding, like the business side of following is if you have enough people following you, and if only half of those people are giving you, let's just say, uh, $10, what I'm saying, that could go a very, very, very long way.
Yeah.
So if you have, so it's almost like understanding supply and demand, and if you build your following enough to where you have a, a good amount of people to sell to, you'll forever, be able to be able to make some money. And I also would tell them too to focus on finding the buyer first before creating the product.
Mm. Find the buyer first before creating the products. Why would you say that?
Well, it's just really easy to sell to somebody that wants it.
That's true.
so, like let's say when I do a commission, like, and sometimes I know me and a lot of other artists, we have this complex because you like to do your style of art, you like to do art your way, which I figured out a way to do my art in commission style ways under the negotiation side of things. But like let's say for instance you said you want to paint up your father. So I would tell you, okay, I can do a painting of your father, but I would have to put a maze within this painting. Then
Mm.
then we can agree on those terms. But at this point, now I have you as a new customer, and now I have a new commission that way. So now before I even started the work, I already have you as a customer, and that's what I mean by find a buyer first. Find somebody that wants to buy it first, so you won't waste time and make a product that you're just sitting on. Because I mean, I have storage full of paintings that no one has broke yet,
Right.
but the commissions they go already. They're going
Right.
before that you even start. So yeah.
Well, I can understand that, but then if you only like, let's say if you only find a buyer, then how do you advertise? Like, what how would you have pieces that you can advertise to people, say on social media, whether that's a TikTok video or showing someone something on Twitter or Facebook or with your YouTube channel? Like, how would you be able to display that, if you don't have an actual product itself?
Well, it's a few ways you could do it. So you could actually, let's say if you had an idea of a piece, and I do this quite often. I might have an idea of an art piece I want to do, but I don't want to waste the paint nor the energy to do it on a canvas. So I would do it on paper first, or sketch it out first, and then I would uh, utilize social media to display that. And then I would ask for feedback too, like, hey, would you all like to see me make this paint? And then from the feedback that my followers give me, then I might create that piece. Because also that can also turn into a buyer within one of my followers as well. So that's kind of how I would deal with that situation. And there's other cool things you can do too. Like uh, let's say you already are a person that loves to do art anyway. So if you just love to do art and you know that you don't have a buyer, maybe you start negotiating with people in your family. Like you always use your network, right? So let's say you got people in your family that wouldn't mind hanging up one of your pieces on the wall. So then you utilize them. And the good thing about that is it's a conversation piece because you was going to do it anyway. So then you give that piece to a family member or a friend. Now it's within their living room or wherever it is in their home. Somebody comes over, it strikes a conversation, and that could become
Mhm.
another customer.
Another customer.
Yeah, and I know sometimes I utilize my friends a lot. So uh, you know they say your network is your network, and it's the truth.
That's
So
true. That's true. It is. And I like the fact that you said that, you use your network because it
yeah,
is important. We were talking about Grant Cardone. One of the things that you talk about is using, being able to go
I'm
into your phone.
gee, I hope you see this one day.
Go into your phone and find people that's in your phone and start with what's in your phone first and call those people and let them know what it is that you do and share with them the product that you have to offer and tell them about it, right? And then find out who they know and then do the same thing with that. So it's important to start out with your network and who it is that you know in order to get that branding out there. And so you've definitely done that, especially during the pandemic. You found a way to make it work. So, kudos to you. I like the raffle idea. I like that. Is there going to be another raffle coming up soon?
Yes, I actually have a So it's two big things that's coming up. So I'm working with this photographer out of Chicago. It's pretty amazing photographer that get all these amazing shots of Chicago. And so I picked two of his photos to remake into actual contemporary pop art style art pieces. And we're doing 10 prints of those. And basically, we're going to give those prints away for free to followers just for rocking with us and just for loving what we do. And so that's a free giveaway we're doing, but I'm doing it raffle style. So all you have to do is like 10 pictures on my Instagram and follow me and follow him. And uh, we're going to pick from the people that did that, and we write your name on a raffle ticket. And at the end of, because it's going to take me 60 days to do these pieces, so at the end of the 60 days, then we're going to raffle off, not raffle off, but give away 10 prints. And then so outside of that, I always have some type of raffle going on. I haven't done it in a while just because I've been doing commissions, but it's two pieces in particular that I want to raffle off. So yes, I definitely will have more raffles for sure. And I think I want to do one in July because July is like a special time for me. So uh, be looking forward to one in July. I may do one sooner too, but yeah, I'm just trying to give back because I know people have looked out for me with
Mm.
it, So and I also really understand like how expensive collecting can be, and anybody can be a collector if you create opportunities for them to be a collector. So that's what I try to do. I try to create situations to where um, I give people opportunities to connect with me and become a collector because it's artists I love. I just can't afford them right now.
Right.
So yeah, so I don't want that to be a situation with my craft or with my followers. So like if if I can create something um, to make you continue to rock with me, I will.
So so everybody, if you're listening to this, so when he said this, that you have to go to his Instagram account and you're gonna like 10 photos. Now, do they need to make a comment on those 10 photos?
Oh yeah, you know what? I missed a step. I'm sorry. So
Okay.
yes, so you got like 10 photos. You have to give me uh, your first name or the name you go by, and uh, first name and the name you go by, and your Instagram. Like so, a raffle ticket and be able to call out your name when we pull the raffle ticket. And then if I pull your name, I think you have um, I don't know the exact logistics of it, but I think you will have like 1 day to respond. And if you don't respond, then we have to pull another name because we're going to pull 10 names first, and you get like 24 hours to respond. If respond, then we have to, whoever didn't respond, we have to do another poll. But yes,
So your Instagram is at Maze the Artist. Is that correct?
yep, that amazing artist.
All right. So I went ahead and typed that down in the comment section so you guys can go over to the you can go over there and go ahead and like 10 of those photos and make sure you include your information so that you can be reached, and follow the what is your friend's IG?
Let me pull it up. I should know about heart. He'd be mad at me.
So while you're doing that, we do have a question that says Emo Want to Go says, which one of your projects is most popular to pop culture?
I would say the collection I did at Art Basel, which is knowledge from fashion. So I would say that's most popular to pop culture because, well, one, the effect that fashion has on pop culture, and then two, the attention to detail that I put into certain pieces. Like, so I study Ralph Lauren for a while. He's like one of my favorite fashion designers. And with that being said, like that spent off into me doing a couple commissions just off of one piece that I did in honor of Ralph Lauren. And that piece is called the Coty Award. And it's one of my favorite pieces. It's on my Instagram. And yeah, so I would say that's probably my most popular project. But I also had did something really recent. So I built these giant cereal boxes. And
Wow.
yeah, so the cereal boxes was 8 feet by 4 feet. And that's originally how I started with the maze concept. When I was little, I used to eat a lot of cereal.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, so I used to eat a lot of cereal, and I even when I was done eating the cereal, I would always still sit and try to solve the maze. So that concept just stuck with me. So
Yeah,
once I
because they
started,
always had the little thing on the back of it where you had to do all the different, either it was some type of puzzle or something. Yep, I remember that.
exactly. So with that being said, I would always sit there and I would try to solve, that maze. And so once I started working with galleries and I started working with different people, I would be in these situations and I would notice people would look at my work and then they just keep going. And I was like, all right, I got to get a way to make people focus on my work because I felt like my work was really good, but
Oh,
nobody was really paying any mind or paying any attention. So so that idea came back to me. I was like, man, I remember when I used to do these mazes. Let me try it. So I did it one time, and the piece sold, and it stuck.
wow.
And I was like, oh man, I might be on this. So then I started doing more, and then it just snowballed, and it kept going. So yeah, so that's how I became Maze the artist. And let me say this, just to go back to it. So the Instagram, the photographer that I'm working with goes by Visuals by Jack. I'm gonna put it in the chat as well.
Okay.
And that's the person I'm working with to do this collaboration, this amazing collaboration. Where we doing these amazing contemporary art pieces based off of photos of the city of Chicago.
That's going to be nice. And then that photo that you're referencing of the cereal box is actually one of the photos that is on your Instagram, correct? That's the
Correct.
one that we advertised for this evening's event.
Correct. And I actually, so I don't know if I should talk about it right now. I'm going to say it, just because, why not? So, so I'm working on building Wheatie boxes and doing a series of some of the most famous athletes to be on the cover of Wheatie boxes, and then I'm going to put their accolades on the back, but you'll have to solve the maze to go through their accolades. So, yeah, so it's definitely something I'm proud of.
Yep, I see you posted that there. So each one of your projects are each one of your artwork, are they all unique, or can you buy, like if someone says that they want two of the same created, do you do two of the same ones, or do you make them all different?
So I can make two of the same pieces. It's just rare that I get asked to do that.
Okay.
But usually most of them are unique. and most of them have like some story within.
Okay. So let's see if we have any other questions. Do you see any more questions on there that anyone have? If you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and jot those down in below. And I like when I was asking you about what to tell young kids. You said believe in your craft, believe in yourself. You said to focus on social media building and your following. And so was it always that you were able to just believe completely in yourself, or was there some doubt at some point? And if so, how were you able to pivot, in order to be more confident? So
Um,
how would you tell them to do that?
yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. So I definitely didn't always think I was gonna be an artist. Definitely didn't always believe in it. And so when I first started, uh, I literally first started just because of a challenge, and I'm a competitive person. So I met a female. Her name is Miss Create. She's also another amazing street artist, and she had owned her own gallery. And I walked into her gallery, and she she asked me if I told her I did art, and she was like, "No, you don't." I was like, "No, I really I'm an artist." And then she was like, "No, if you was an artist, I would have heard about you. I would have been." I was like, "No, for real, I'm an artist." Then she was like, "Well, bring your work by. If it's nice, I'll let you display your artwork within my gallery." So that was actually the first time I ever showcased my work. And like I had spent time like creating like these like small pieces, and I put a lot of time into them, and she loved them, and so she let me display my work, and that's how I started. So like that kind of started building up my confidence. But even still, then I wasn't fully, like I didn't fully embrace that path. So I think what really helped me with my confidence and what really helped me uh, understand that for me was meeting other artists that I actually would
Mm,
say that I've either inspired to be or that I respected. So like one artist in particular, his name is King Saladin. So he's from Philadelphia, and like I would say that I can I can I can relate to his story, and I can relate to you know what he kind of came from. So I had started following him before I even knew what it really was, what it really took, and what it really meant to be an artist. So once I finally met him, it was like it's so simple and it's so small. He told me like, you know what, I keep that between me and him because it's kind of personal. But he told me what I needed to hear, and after that, it was just like, oh, okay, like I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am
mm,
where I need to be. This
right.
is, you know, uh, you know, for me, and uh, and it's weird too because I'm a really confident person, but when you don't know a path, because it's not like, like you have business books for a lot of things, and you do have the art business. But when you have those books, more so on the collective side, or the side of being an art dealer. But when you're an artist and you're trying to navigate your way, most people will tell you, all right, well, go find an art dealer, all right, get with this gallery. But if you're unknown, how do you even get in those rooms? How do you even get
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
conversation? So you have to be grassrooted. You got to do it yourself. So with that being said, it's like I had nobody to go to. And then it's like in my community, it's not like art was a big thing. And like, like all the girls was running to you because you knew how to paint. And I'm self-taught. So it's like I just had to really figure it out on my own. So that always would mess with my confidence because I never wanted, it's always this narrative of the starving artist. I never wanted to be that. Like the word starving, like that is not, appealing. So
Right.
I just never wanted to be that, and it took me a long time to fully embrace it. So I just got to a point where I just stopped caring about that aspect of it because I was like, well, at the end of the day, I love it, and if you truly, truly, truly love something, you got to be willing to go through the fire for it. So,
Yeah.
So I just got to that point. I just decided like, hey, this is what I love to do, and I see other people doing the same thing that look like me, that talk like me, and they're surviving, so I can survive too. And that's pretty much how I came whole and decided just to go for it.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. And I'm sure that there's someone watching this right now
I hope so.
and they're probably like, man, you are so awesome because I was waiting to hear those words. And you know, I oftentimes talk about, you know, our testimony and, you know, it's so important that we tell people, you know, these things where we've been because it can help someone else, you know, and it's probably someone who's watching this right now that's an inspiring artist and just needed to hear those words to know that you can do this, you know. And so let's talk about this new art that you pulled up here.
Yeah, so this one was based off of me studying Pure Hefner. And so this piece is called Alter Ego. And so,
Alter ego.
yeah, and so like what I found out about him is when he was starting Playboy, he actually, because like when you look at, well, when I was looking at Playboy, I thought he came from wealth. I thought that like he was this rich, successful guy, and he was born into money, but that wasn't his story at all. He actually um, he had nothing when he first created the company, and he actually had went to friends and family members to actually raise money to start Playboy, and just that story alone, it just really inspired me because it was like, wow, you like when you see what he built and you see what he started, it's just like you wouldn't even believe that that was possible.
Mm.
So, with that being said, I also learned that he would wear a lot of hats within his business. So, everything from doing the marketing to networking and all of this. So, I was like, oh, well, he had to have a lot of different type of personalities, and
Oh,
people would describe him in different ways. So, like one person, his mother would describe him a way, and then his friend would describe him another way, and then his business partner would describe him another way. So, I was like, oh, so he probably had alter egos. And so
wow.
that's how I kind of came up with this piece. And I just wanted to represent like different types of uh, egos. So like that's why you have, you know, these different personas. You have, the Hulk in there. You have the Joker in there for the jokester. You have Captain America for the person that's always there to save the day, and etc.
Is
So
it
yeah,
Spider-Man?
yes, that is.
I see Spider-Man. It's the white bunny.
The White Bunny is actually the Joker.
Oh, that's the Joker. Okay. I like that alter ego. So at any time he had to morph. And it's true when you're running a business and you're wearing a whole bunch of hats, you have to be, like you say, you have to be the marketing person. You're the person making the phone calls. You're the recruiter. You're the salesperson trying to get that business in. You know, you're doing a lot of different things. So I like that. That's a good thought as far as alter ego and all the different people.
Yeah.
And so these are sneakers, looks like.
Yes. 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 So
And so all the everything that you're showing us today, are these available to be purchased?
yes, they all are available to be purchased, and they also all are available as prints as well, depending on size.
Okay. And they can be purchased directly on your from where?
You will have to DM me on Instagram only because the website is going through maintenance. So the website will be up next month. Should be on the 5th. But until the 5th, yeah, you have to DM me about any piece that you see.
Okay. So make sure you guys DM him if you're like interested in any of these artworks that you see here. And he'll be able to connect with you and help you to purchase these beautiful pieces. Explain to us the sneakers piece.
Yeah, so this sneaker piece came from me, studying the great one, the legend, Michael Jordan. And
Okay.
so I've always been a fan of Michael Jordan, and I've always been a fan of fashion. So I was just always, like, because even though I got to see Jordan play a little bit, I was so young that I didn't really understand like how legendary he was. Like I knew, but I didn't know like the significance, but like behind the shoes and all of it, you know. And so I just really wanted to dive in and understand that. So that's pretty much what made me create this piece. So I started with the number one shoe, and made that silhouette to create 23. So that was one of the mazes. And then I also put the wood grain on the back of it, but in the wood grain, it's also a maze hidden within the wood grain as well. So that's another maze within this piece. And I just wanted to really show like how every time he wore a shoe, he specifically tried to destroy his competition and went hard on that hardwood floor. So like that's how I combine those two
Oh,
worlds. Yeah, so that's how I combine those two worlds, and I just really wanted to show that, like, man, this man, like, uh, like I didn't study Michael Jordan to where I know, like, when he wore Pacific shoes, I know how many points he scored. You know, so
really?
yeah, man, I'm a fan, man. I'm a big when he
So is there one that he scored the most points in that particular shoe?
yeah, so that's the number sevens. And the number sevens, he it was against the Magic. I think it was against the Magic. I think he scored 61. Don't quote me because I could be a little off, but you know that's what I believe. Yeah, so I think the number sevens is where he scored the most points in his career, and he did it. It's either 61 or 63, I think. Yeah, and so yeah, that was the legend, man. Mike.
Wow, that's awesome. I like the concepts and I really like those are nice.
Oh, and I'm
You
also
are
gonna
amazing.
thank you. Appreciate that. I'm also going to add my email. If anybody want to contact me, if you want to contact me about a commission, if you would like to get in contact with me about anything we talked about, t-shirts, merchandise, even just to have a conversation, hit me up.
Hit him up, hit him up, hit him up. Come on, you guys, go ahead and purchase your artwork from the amazing one and only Maze, the artist.
Like your intro, you might do the intro drops for me more often.
Let's do it. Hey, so let's do it. Well, it's been a wonderful. Oh, here we got another one. Einstein. All right, all right, all right, all right. Come on, come on. Let's tell us more. Tell us more. Tell us more.
So this is one of the only pieces that I think I showcased that's not for sale anymore. This was an art
Oh,
raffle. I raffled this piece off, and yeah, I really like this piece because it got a lot of elements to it, and this is word maze, but it's also in the midst of, um, it's also like hidden in the midst of like the law of gravity and stuff like that. So I put these different equations just to, kind of show the genius of Einstein, and also the creativity too, to the way his mind worked, the way that he was as a genius. So yeah,
nice. I like how he's like just kind of like you talk about gravity, he's just kind of like floating there, right? But then he has all these numbers around him, like he's thinking about all these things that's going on in his head. And he's like, okay, what am I going to do next? It seems like to me, that's what it's saying to me, that he's thinking about all these different equations and what he's getting ready to do next. You have anything else for us?
I have endless amount of artwork, but I think I'll leave it there
Okay.
because yeah, because I can go all day with this. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that.
Well, definitely. Let me see if we have any other questions. No other questions there. Well, this has been a great, great session. It's been wonderful. I thank you so much. I thank everybody for watching. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, so I thank you.
Yes, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today. Thank everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, if you've seen any art, I know all of it. I know you guys cannot wait to purchase it. So head on over to Instagram to Maze the Artist and DM him, and he will be able to explain to you how you can start purchasing some of this beautiful artwork that he has displayed here for you. And don't forget, there is a raffle going on. So make sure you like how many? 10?
10. 10.
10. You're going to like 10 photos over there on his website, on his Instagram rather, and you're going to make some comments as well. And there's some other instructions that he do have there for you. So make sure you head on over there and participate in that as well, and show some love, show some support. You can connect with us on the HAPS app as well. This is where you can connect with us and support us here as artists as we continue to give you some great information. Thank you for watching the Chaos to the Curb. I will have my podcast up and running shortly, and so I welcome you guys to follow it. I'll make sure I post that up for you as well. Thank you for tuning in to the HAPS, our broadcasting wherever you are from your favorite app. Maybe it's Facebook or YouTube or what was the other one? Twitch as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tiffany C. Everett and Maze the Artist. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and we'll be chatting with you again soon. Of course, if you need to get in contact with me, you can get in contact with me at tiffanyceverett.com/mentor. And if you would like the opportunity to have showcase your company, feel free to get in contact with me there as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be chatting with you again soon. Bye for now.
Peace.